Hello guys.
Welcome to our YouTube channel.
Welcome.
What's up with me?
Yes.
Traveling back to East Lansing from Canada. So I came here for about 3 weeks to visit my beloved husband.
Yeah, and it happens a lot, People don't even know where their spouses work, or they haven't actually been to their spouse-to-be's office. They haven't
know anything.
met their siblings and certain key things, and they go ahead to marry, and I'm like, that's a really...
And Kuku, you know what I keep saying? Like, so when they were dating, when they were cutting, what were they discussing? I keep asking you this
you ask this question
like,
often.
like, what were they discussing? Or were they just going to buy ice cream, like, and pizza?
You and ice cream
what were
and
they
pizza.
Discussing? Because, like, you want to even talk about children, you want to agree, you want to talk about, like, so many things. You don't wait.
Yeah, there are so many questions that must be asked and discussed before marriage,
and
right?
some of them are really hard questions, and people like to hide, but you have to face it.
Yeah.
Like, you have to face it.
Difficult discussions.
Yeah, for example, I was going to live somewhere. There were chances that I would be living somewhere, could maybe living somewhere. So these are things that even came up in the beginning, right?
Yeah.
And you need to
And to be honest, it was difficult for me to come to terms with that fact that immediately after we get married, we leave Ghana and come back to Canada. It's like you are going to be gone for a while. And initially I was like, hey, you know what? Let's go to the US. I'll come to the US with you together. And you were like, no. And I was like, come on. We just got married, like seriously. But she was so strong that, like, you know what, I think you should stay in Canada because it's going to be good for you.
Yeah, because we looked at the pros and the cons.
Pros and cons,
guys,
exactly.
This guy was like employed here. Like, everything was okay for him by God's grace. And I felt it was like unfair to drag him along just because I'm going to start.
You weren't dragging me, I wanted to come.
But I'm like, you now have to come, try to find a job, and I just wanted him to also do what he really wanted to do. So we had back and forth discussions about it for some time. And eventually, I think he saw the advantages in what I was proposing. I think we kind of wrote down, okay, this would be the pros, this would be the cons. Okay, so what do you want to do? And then eventually he came back to say, okay, he thinks he would just let it be for now.
Yeah.
So I was just trying to be considerate and not say, follow me. Okay, so everywhere, okay, follow me. What about your own drinks?
Yeah, so all these are some of the difficult conversations which, if not handled really well, can erupt into something, sharp disagreement. And that's why it's important. Even the Bible says that can two walk together unless
they agree, right?
Unless they agree. There needs to be a certain level of agreement. And I think in the beginning that's what really attracted me to you. That kind of agreement.
Okay.
Because
thank God.
Yeah, because I had come across a number of ladies, but then as you start getting close, you realize that red flags start flashing, that the mindset,
Okay, so like you guys were not agreeing.
Yeah, or we think differently, and I think that is one of the very key things when you are considering someone for marriage. What are their values? What do they believe in? Yeah. What is their perspective about life? What are the things that they are passionate about? What kind of convictions do they have? And I found a lot of that in you, which is what really attracted me to you.
Like paying tithes and all those things.
Yeah,
and one thing I remember, like sowing seeds.
Exactly.
Because like who knows, I can just take my money. And I would tell
those are issues of spirituality.
God has laid it on my heart to sow. My goodness.
And issues about morality and how your service to God and things like that.
Yeah. And
do you have any ambitions? Are you driven? What are your plans for the future? Do you actually have plans? Do you focus on your plans? Those are some of the things that all that lovey-dovey stuff, believe me, it goes away very quickly.
No, it goes away quickly.
And after it's gone, if you don't have anything left,
it goes away quickly.
And then people say that, we don't love each other anymore.
Yeah,
I think I married the wrong person. But then, really, the things that you based your reasons for entering into marriage are transient things. Things that pass away after time. And once they pass away, it's like you have nothing left.
You have nothing left. Yeah. I agree with you on the values and the morals.
Oh, it's so important. It's so important.
Like we seem to agree on a lot of things. Like not, let's say not 100%, but maybe like 95%. Like we seem to agree on a lot of things.
Yeah.
Even now, like when we are talking about a particular subject, it's like we tend to, you know, or when we need to kind of discuss a situation and give advice to the people involved, you see that we seem to think along the same lines.
Yeah.
So it really helps. And even in your day-to-day friendships, and again, back to the scripture you quoted, two cannot work unless they agree.
Yeah.
And so you want iron to sharpen iron, right?
Yeah.
And that's why it's important for the two of you to agree. So it's key.
It's really key.
The agreement.
It's really important.
Don't think about material things too much. Of course, it's important, but God is the one who gives.
And He blesses.
God is the one who blesses, yeah. And you may see somebody today, you look at the person again in 2 years or 5 years, and it will shock you what God can do.
Yeah, because
and
you're a clear example.
I'm a clear example.
And even I am a clear example. When we first met each other, you know,
but I think I am a clearer example than you. And I'm going to do episodes on my life, and you guys will know that I am truly a clearer.
Yeah, and it's interesting because when we became friends at first, I think the friendship really developed very, very quickly, or because I think maybe like a few months even into our friendship, we're discussing our salaries, and you had told me how much you earn. I told you how much I earn.
I can't remember.
You know, and that time you were making more than me, right?
But that money, I don't even consider that money more.
No, but I mean, yeah, that was it. Like at that time, your salary was even more than mine,
but
and then you kept on seeing me. Why was my money
too small?
Why was my salary so small? Is it not because of my employer at the time? You know?
Okay, I remember.
So I mean, we've kind of seen each other.
Yeah, because you have been my friend
through stages in life.
Yeah.
You know, through stages in life. A lot of we've seen each other grow from grace to grace and things like that.
I borrowed my money.
Oh yeah, I mean I borrowed the money.
And he was just like, I'm just my friend. And I'm like, this guy, but I don't know, I still gave you the money.
And I paid it back. It wasn't,
paid it back.
And I needed it for, it was just
for a short period.
Yeah, just a very short period.
Yeah, but I think it was a risk I took still. Because, I mean, to give a friend my money like that.
Hey, you and your money. My money. Yeah,
so you brought it back, so.
Yeah, so it's kind of, we've been through the journey. We've seen each other's journeys and challenges and all the times where things haven't gone as planned, and I mean there have been a lot of things that have not worked for you, or you have not been successful at a lot of things, but you have been successful at a number of things too. So it's important for people to know that the process, exactly. It's a process. Someone doesn't just get to where they are.
No,
but
not at all.
There are so many failures and so many, things that you've tried out that didn't work, and it was such a disappointment because you put in so much work and so much effort.
Now I keep trying.
Keep trying,
Yeah, I remember the last one. I'm like, oh my goodness, I spent 1 month on an application.
Yep, exactly. I saw something interesting on Twitter where people were putting together their resume of failure. Okay. So I think one professor in one of these prestigious universities like Harvard or MIT, he had a resume of all the things he had applied for that he
didn't get.
Yes.
I think people should see more of this.
And you look at it and you're like, wow,
he really didn't.
He's applied for maybe 30 fellowships.
See?
He didn't get. He's applied for 10 postdocs. He didn't get.
I should see
He's applied for.
I think more people should see that.
Yeah, it was so eye-opening that, wow, you see someone who is there, you think they're highly accomplished, but when they tell you about the number of failures and things that didn't work for them, you'll be surprised. And encouraged to know that, you know what, people who are up there, they don't just do one thing and get it successful.
Exactly.
It's a number of things, and most of them are not always successful that come together.
But people often ignore the process. Yeah. But
it's really important
guys,
when you see, and I've come to be so convinced that when I see someone who has made it, I must understand that the person has gone through a process. There are few people who do things illegally and illegitimately, but most of the time, a lot of successful people that you see have been through the process, you know.
Yeah, like the successful people who are genuine.
Yeah, they have been through the mill. They have encountered many challenges. They have tried many times and failed.
Yeah, and God was gracious to them.
God was gracious to them and has brought them to the place of prominence.
Don't despise humble beginnings.
Oh yeah.
Don't despise humble beginnings at all. So what are the key?
What we refer to as Abin Waha. People looking for Abin Waha, already made people, you know. A lot of people like already made people. When they meet you, they want everything to be set, you know, for you to have everything all together, everything in place in your life. But it's a work of faith. And you need to believe in people. And very important, you need to be able to see the potential in people.
Yeah, that's what I said. You can meet someone today and they're completely different people in the future.
Yeah. So I think it's a gift to be able to see potential.
Yes. Yeah.
And be able to.
Yeah, it's like you have the gift of discernment, right? You're able to see someone.
You can tell greatness in a person's life.
Yeah.
Although today they don't look like much is happening in their lives,
you never know.
They have the potential to make it someday.
Yeah, and so you shouldn't look down on anybody.
Oh yeah. Never look down.
So many people look down on so many people, and sometimes I wonder why. But it shouldn't be that way, right?
You know something that your mom said. I remember the day we drove to see that relative of yours, and she started advising me
when we're about to marry. Yeah,
and she said something like, "Thank you that you also didn't look down on us or reject us."
That's what my mom said.
Yeah, that's what your mom said, and I was so touched. And I was like, "Wow."
Yeah, because and guys, I would do episodes where you learn more about my life, but I think the reason my mom said that is because of our hard background. How so many people have looked down upon us over the years, and some people started getting close when they saw God raising us.
Yeah, you know.
And I'm like, you know what? Are you kidding me? Yeah. And so the last thing I do is to look down on anybody because I've been through it myself. Yeah, I love everybody for who they are, for whatever they bring to the table. I mean, some people bring one to the table. Some people may even bring nothing today, but tomorrow they will bring something. Who are you? Are you God?
No.
So you cannot look down on anybody. Yeah. It's so wrong.
Yeah, so wrong.
Yeah. So.
And I think personally, there might have been a time in my life where I was in that category where I used to look at people, more or less look at and judge people on the outside or based on external things and their current state. But I've been through the process where that was so many years ago, where I've completely shed that and also embrace people and accept people for who they are and see the good in them and have be able to see the potential in people and not to despise them.
Haven't you seen a rich person become poor before?
Oh yes.
And a poor person become rich?
Oh yes.
Yes, that's how God works.
Definitely. So yeah, so interesting discussions around marriage and some of the complexities. Key points. Before you get married, make sure you are doing your homework and really getting to know the person that you are interested in marrying.
I agree.
In many dimensions.
Yes, don't be pressured to marry. Your time will come. Trust me, guys. Your time will come, and I keep telling my friends this, especially those around me who are not married. Don't pressure.
Don't let age be a pressure.
Pressured.
Yeah, and honestly, for me, I think I'm also very happy that I married at the age that I married because I enjoyed, and I think I was able to really achieve a lot in my period of singleness.
Yeah.
And so sometimes I even tell ladies, you know what? You explore,
let your
develop yourself,
being single,
spread your wings and fly. If you want to go to school, go to school,
go for missions,
travel,
go and stay somewhere, do evangelism,
explore.
Because you see the point, and that's why Jesus didn't even marry. And I shared this in one of our Wasenta when I was leading Wasenta. One of our Wasenta meetings, and this is First Love Wasenta meetings, guys. Shout out to all my First Love people, and my First Love people. And I was saying something like, and I copied this from Bishop Dag in one of his sermons. He said that's why Jesus did not marry. You see, that's why Jesus is not married, because no matter what you do, being single and being married, your rate of commitment may be different. And that's why Bishop Henry for North America First Love, he will often say that you marry and then we really know whether you want to serve God. Because that's where the challenge is.
The pressure is.
Yeah, so why not do things when you are single? Why focus too much on the marriage?
Yeah.
Do things.
Explore.
So that once you marry, that discipline from your singlehood can transfer easily, you see, into your married life.
Yeah.
And then boom, you're gone.
Yes. I thought
I'm giving you solid counsel here.
Oh yes, good counsel.
Yeah, because I listen to solid people.
Yes. Okay, so second point is learn to see the potential in people. You know, don't despise people for who they are at the time that you meet them, because you never know where God is taking them.
Good point.
You never know where life is going to, how life is going to turn out for them. Someone who is down today could be up tomorrow.
Exactly.
And vice versa.
Yeah.
And then the third point is,
on the second point, pray for the spirit of discernment, okay, so that God will show you, God will reveal people's future to you, and you see that their present does not necessarily mean their end. Okay, that's what I want to say. Like, pray, even when you meet somebody like a beloved, you meet somebody you think is a potential beloved, you want to pray for God to even show you their future, like their attitude, everything. You want to pray for God to show it to you. It's very important.
Yeah, because people can pretend.
Yes. Because remember, one of the first dream I had about you, it was about your future, and I came to tell you that this is what I dreamt, blah blah blah, and he confirmed it. He said, "Oh really? Wow, this and this and this and that," and he confirmed what God showed me. Yeah. Because that will give you some hope in case you are doubting. In case you are doubting Thomas, that's why you need to pray. God can show you anybody's future, anybody's attitude, and it's key. Yeah, so I just wanted to add that to what you said about not looking down on people. Yeah.
Okay, so the third point is, really being friends and developing solid friendships, because that is what would last when basically everything else is gone. When all the lovey-dovey is gone, and all the things that made you have butterflies in your stomach are not necessarily there, you are still friends with the person, right?
Yeah, strong friendship.
You can relate with them as a friend.
Yeah.
They are your friend, and how you relate to your friends is basically what would still be there for both of you to enjoy and to enrich the relationship that you have.
So I guess taking time to build friendship, develop friendship.
Yeah, develop friendships,
than jumping into relationship,
dating and courtship.
Yeah, you need to build that friendship. Yeah, friendship where this person is my friend, and you are not hiding things from them. Let's say that like you're in a scarf, you haven't done it, and they come to your room, you are running away. No, that's why you need to build that friendship. Because in the marriage you won't have your hair on nicely and your makeup on, those kind of things. It's like a practical practice
relationship.
Yeah. So when you're friends with the person, then you'll be more comfortable in the marriage.
Yeah, that's true. So those are some of our thoughts.
Yeah.
With respect to marriage and some of the considerations before marriage, and looking at marriage from a long-term view. Let us know what
you think. I mean,
what your thoughts are.
Yeah, you don't need to agree with us
to everything.
It's just our opinions.
Yeah, that's just our opinion and what has worked for us. That we are just sharing with you and putting out there. So
exactly.
Yeah, let us know what you think in the comments, and I guess we will take it up from there. Yep. So. See you,
and don't forget to like the video, share the video, and subscribe.
Like, share, subscribe. Bye.
Bye for now. Bye, guys.
It's the way of an eagle in the air, the way of a serpent upon a rock, the way of a ship in the midst of the sea, the way of a young man with a maiden. Too wonderful, just too wonderful.